Well, hello everybody. It is midnight on Thursday, technically the 19th, so I'm really late in joining in on this readathon. I decided on Tuesday that I was like, you know what, yeah, I'm going to participate, and it started on that Sunday, so I was already late when I decided I wanted to join in. And of course, this readathon is ending in like 2 or 3 days when I finally went, you know what, let's actually vlog the experience. It's called A Very Merry Readathon. It's from the 15th to the 21st. I'm an absolute mess waiting so long to do this. And the challenges are: read a book set during the holidays, read a book with a Christmas holiday color on the cover, read a book with S-N-O-W in the title. It doesn't necessarily have to say snow, but the letters there need to help spell out snow. Read a book by the fire, and you can like incorporate that as you will. And the last one is read a book just because you want to. So I've already started and finished a book. The book that I started and finished is The Deal of a Lifetime by Frederick Bachman. I wanted to read this last year and just didn't get a chance to it. And this was really interesting. Basically, it's Christmas Eve. This guy has cancer, and he has this really weird relationship with his son. And throughout his life, he actually noticed like almost like a woman following him, a woman in a cardigan, and he realizes that this person is Death that's just been hanging around. He has cancer, so he's in this ward, staying in the hospital, and he sees this woman. And when she comes to him, he's like, look, I'm not ready. Don't do this. And she goes, don't worry, honey. I'm not here for you. And then she goes to go into the next room where this little girl has been staying who has cancer. And this guy just freaks out. He's like, you know what? You're not taking her either. And he makes a deal with Death. And he's like, you know what? Take me instead. And Death goes, that's not how it works. It's not a death for a death. It's a life for a life. Meaning if you choose to do this, not only will you no longer exist, but your past won't exist either. Like your son that you have this weird relationship with, someone else will be his dad. You won't be. And then she takes him to his son to really like hammer home like what he would be giving up. Like it's written in a way where it's almost like a letter to his son. It's like, and at the end you find out whether or not like the son gets to read it. I was about to spoil something, but I won't. I'm rating this 4 out of 5 stars. It's wonderfully written, and it's made me like think about it for a good long while. It makes you think about the possibilities of what happens, of what you're willing to give up and sacrifice for something that you truly like are passionate about. So I really enjoyed this a lot. And what challenges will this cover? So it is set during the holidays, so we got that. And this in a way has a book with a Christmas holiday cover. Tiny Book Dragon, I think is her channel name. She said it doesn't necessarily have to be red and green. I think blue and silver are also holiday colors. And what we got here. Ooh. Yep, I just took my eye out. We got blue and silver here, and there's like snow on a tree, so it's very Christmassy. So 2 challenges for 1 so far. This unfortunately doesn't have any letters that can help me spell out snow. I didn't read it by a fire. In fact, I read this while I was at work. And I guess this could technically count for a read a book just because you want to, but I won't have it count for that. It's funny. I started and finished this on Tuesday, like the day I decided I wanted to do this. But I also DNF'd 2 books within the same like 4-hour period. So because I work in a library, I was like checking the stacks to see if there's any books there that I can start reading that could cover for these challenges since I was starting so late. And I had found Winter Solstice by Ellen. Is it Ellen or Erin? Like Hildenbland? But I sat down with it and it started off really weird. It kind of like started off in the middle of the story and I was very confused by it. So I made it maybe 10-15 pages in and I was like, wait, you know what, before I continue, let's see if this is actually in the middle of a series. And it is. In fact, it is the 4th book. It is the final book to this like Quinn family series that she has going. I was like, all right, so I can't read this. And so I found the first book on the shelf and I made it 15 pages before I went, I hate this style of writing. I don't like where the characters are going. I just can't do it. So even though those books could have counted for these challenges, no. I'm struggling already. We're not going to struggle to read a book that I just don't like and don't care about. I say today's Thursday. It's technically, for me, it's Wednesday night because I haven't gone to bed yet. So all of this technically for me happened yesterday. Today, which was Wednesday, no longer is, I just had a long day. So I was up really late trying to get a Vlogmas episode up because I took a break from doing it. I started a day early because I knew on Monday I wouldn't want to edit or post it all. So I was like, you know what? I'll take this day off and then I'll still be able to post and still be on time. But I should have at least edited, if not posted on Monday. And so now I feel like I'm really struggling to keep up. So I was up really late last night editing and then posting a Vlogmas video. And I did that thinking I was going to have the entire day to just sleep in and relax, but I totally forgot. Because of the holidays that are coming up, I'm losing hours. So my boss rescheduled me so I wouldn't lose hours, so my paycheck would still be the same. Incredibly nice of her and very kind, but I completely forgot about that. So I went to bed at 12:30. I had to set my alarm for 8:30 so I can still get some stuff done before going to work, because my shift was from 12 to 9 today. So I set my alarm for 8:30, went through my books that I needed to return to the library, filmed 3 Vlogmas episodes, went to work, worked a 9-hour shift, came home, and I literally just edited and uploaded one of the Vlogmas episodes that I filmed today. So it was just a really busy day, a really long, busy day. And during my lunch break, I started on my Christmas cards. I have 1 week to set these out. 1 week for them to need to be at their prospective people. So I'm going to actually work on my Christmas cards tomorrow, and I need to get them mailed out Friday at the latest if I want them to even remotely show up around Christmas. They should have gone out a week ago. I've been just really bad about anything Christmassy this year. Because I had such a long shift at work today, I did start an audiobook. I'm kind of in between 2 books right now. On Saturday, a day or 2 before the Readathon technically started, I don't know which day it was, I just know it was slightly before the Readathon, I actually started this audiobook, House of Salt and Sorrows. And my audiobook, I had the audiobook for a while, and so the hold expired and was sent back. So I'm about maybe 50 to 100 pages left of this book. So we're going to try to finish this book this week for this readathon. But because I no longer had that audiobook, I had to start a new one. And the new one that I started today is Frankly in Love by David Yoon. And this one is kind of fun. This is about a group of sisters, and one dies off one by one, and we're trying to figure out the mystery behind that. And honestly, I am so close to finishing this I was so close to finishing this audiobook, and now I'm so close to finishing this book, and we still have no idea who it is, so I'm kind of mad about that. I don't think I'm going to rate this book very highly, by the way. In David Yoon's book, it's about this boy who has to deal with this very conservative and very traditional family. He's first generation Korean, and he wants to date this white girl, and he knows that his parents aren't going to be okay about it. So right now it's him trying to wade those waters and trying to figure out what to do. And it's written in a very humorous style. Occasionally it makes me laugh and occasionally makes me cringe. So the writing style isn't necessarily to my taste 100% of the time, but it's still a really fun book so far. So I feel like the Frankly in Love book will count for a read a book just because you want to, and that's pretty much all it can really count for. This here is, there's an S. Is there an N? Yes, there's an N in the author's name, and there's an O and a W, so this would count for the snow thing. I would have to find another book, or at least at one point stop by Cafe Nero and hang out by their fireplace. So on Fridays I work at the small branch, and when I get out of work at 5, I always miss that the 5:08 train. Technically it's scheduled for 5:04, but if I leave right at 5 and that train is running a little late and it shows up at 5:08, I have a 1 out of 4 chance of actually making it. Most of the time I don't, but occasionally I do. But when I don't make it, the train station actually is part of Cafe Nero, and this Cafe Nero has a really quaint little fireplace thing going on, and I have 30 to 40 minute wait till the next train. So that's my goal right now for that particular challenge. Have a book on hand and read while I'm hanging out by that fire. And because I have this audiobook, even if I don't have House of Salt and Sorrows on me, on my person at that time, I'm still going to have Frankly in Love like on my phone. So I feel like I'm going to be able to still hit all of these challenges. I might actually have to find a shorter book for House of Salted Sorrows, like for that snow challenge, because I'm feeling rather slumpy in regards to that book. I don't even know if I want to finish it, so. But that's all I have for this like intro and this check-in. We're trying to figure things out as we go, especially since we technically only have 3 days left of this readathon, or even less at this point. But I feel like I'll have enough for a vlog, and we'll find out together of how well I do.
Good morning, everybody. So I am at my place of employment. I'm working a full day today. Like I had said on Wednesday, I had worked a full day to make up hours for hours missed because of the holidays, and I already made up all of my hours when I had gotten an email from my boss saying, "Hey, your colleague would like the day off. Are you available to cover?" And I'm like, "Yes." I spent far too much money this Christmas season on like other people and on myself, so yes, I am available, even though I am exhausted. I didn't check in yesterday because I didn't read anything yesterday. So yesterday I did my usual shift at this little special library that I work at, and I completely forgot my headphones. Didn't have my headphones, so I couldn't listen to my audiobook at work. And when I got home, I kind of doofed around on the internet, but I did like buckle down eventually and edited and post my Vlogmas video, which was my most anticipated reads of 2020. So that's all set, and I got into bed at 10 o'clock, nice and early considering I was up really late the last couple nights, only to realize that I forgot to pay a couple of bills, and I should probably post on social media since I hadn't done that in a while. And when I say social media, I mean Instagram, and my stories on Instagram, so I did that. So even though I was in bed by 10 o'clock, I didn't actually fall asleep until it got closer to midnight. So the goal tonight is to be in bed by 10 o'clock and fall asleep by 10:30. My other goal is to actually get some reading done. Since I'm here all day, I'm usually done with all my chores by around lunchtime. And so there's a good 3 or 4 hours that I have nothing going on. So I hope to get some reading done, actually finish my Christmas cards because they need to go out no later than tomorrow. I mean, I said that a couple days ago. But if I want them even to remotely show up by Christmas, even if it's a couple days late, they have to go out tomorrow. I would hope to send them out today, but I'm here all day, and I don't think the post office is open later than 5. I'll look, because I have to walk past it to my train station. I'll look and see, but most likely it will be closed by the time I walk past it. Hello, everybody. So it is the last day of the readathon. I didn't read a single page yesterday. While I was at work, I actually got really caught up in trying to get my Christmas cards done, and I got the majority of them done. I still have maybe a dozen that still need to go out, but they will go out tomorrow. And I figured doing just my cards would be fine because of I could just read on the way home. My husband surprised me. He's being trained for his new job. He got out of work early and he's like, "I'll just bring you home." I'm like, awesome. I'll be home in 15 minutes rather than an hour and a half because that's how the trains work. But that meant I didn't have time to read. So I didn't read anything yesterday. But today I had my shift at the public library that I work at. I worked from 9 to 1, and I was actually just out in the shelves or in the sorter room the entire time, so I just continued reading an audiobook. Frankly in Love by David Yoon. I was only maybe a couple chapters in a few days ago, and thankfully because I was listening to it at 1.5 speed while I was at work today, and just listening to it for 4 hours, at this point I think I have... So it's listed as 8 parts on the Hoopla app, and I'm halfway between part 6. So I feel like if I just listen to it for the rest of the day, I should be able to finish it. I haven't read anything since I got home because after work it was really busy in the back, surprisingly. I just needed a couple hours to veg out, so that's what I did. It's 4 o'clock now, last day of the readathon. So I have 3 challenges left. Read a book simply because you want to. Read a book while in front of the fire. And I'm totally spacing the third one. Oh, read a book that has SNOW. So Frankly in Love will count for read something simply because I want to. And now that I'm home, let me turn around for you guys. I got that going. That's the best I can do under the circumstances. And just in case, because that's not technically fire, I got this lovely gingerbread candle going. I'm going to have the TV going and this candle going while I listen to my audiobook. I have quite a bit of present wrapping left to do, so we're going to do that. And that will count for at least 2 of the challenges. I still need to find something that can spell SNOW on the cover. I'm going to look through Hoopla and see if I can find some sort of graphic novel that has those letters. Oh no, I'll just finish the rest of the House of Salt and Sorrows. I completely forgot about that book. Yeah, I still have to finish that. I'm almost done. In theory, I should finish that today. Okay, so I just finished Frankly in Love. I had that going the entire time. So we can consider that challenge all set and ready to go. I read something simply because I could. So that challenge is done. The only thing I have left is to read a book with the letters SNOW. I'm about to start Snowed In by Rachel Hawthorne. That's an audiobook that I found through Hoopla. I found a much shorter audiobook. It was really just a poem called Snow. And I'm not going to lie, I seriously considered just downloading that and then listening to that for the 3 minutes and calling it a day. But I felt like that would have been just really... I mean, I'm half-assing this now, but I didn't want it to look too obvious that I was doing that. So I downloaded that audiobook. I'm going to be listening to that as I continue wrapping my Christmas presents. I got a good portion of the way done. We got that pile happening. So I'm just going to continue that. So my thoughts on Frankly in Love. It was all right. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. It actually took me a good while to really get into it because our main character, Frank, he's not a bad person, just made really bad choices. Wow, you can really see how messy it is behind my desk. So let's just pivot this way. Yeah, he's not a bad person, just makes really bad choices, and he cheats on his girlfriend at one point. But overall, I did enjoy the story, and I liked the writing style of David Yoon, and I did feel sympathetic towards our main character by the end. So I'm going to rate this 3 out of 5 stars. Didn't love it, didn't hate it, so it's kind of down in the middle. Okay, so I'm at my desk. I have the Readathon announcement video up just so I can remember all the different challenges. So I did just finish Snowed In by Rachel Hawthorne. That is a 1-star read. That was not good in the slightest. It was nice listening to a holiday romance while I was wrapping presents, which I didn't finish, much like the cards. I didn't buy enough wrapping paper, and I got a whole box that still needs to be wrapped. So tomorrow will be 2 days before Christmas, and I have to go into the store, buy wrapping paper. And the whole point of me finishing all my Christmas shopping 3 months ago was so I didn't have to walk into a store this late to Christmas. But alas, hopefully, since I just need to go in and out, because I just need the one thing, it'll be a fast mission. All my Christmas cards are done. That I just finished because I just needed stuff to do while I was listening to that audiobook. So for the majority of that book, I was going to rate it 2 stars. I mean, it's a whatever plot. Basically, Ashley, our main character, moves from Texas to a Minnesota town. And she meets a guy that, he's cute, and they get to know each other, and then she finds out later that he's actually dating someone. So she's like, alright, so this guy's obviously off limits. I don't want to date anyways, I'm not ready to date, whatever. But while they're getting to know each other after the fact, she kisses him, so it's a cheating storyline. She says, hey, we can't do this anymore, this is wrong. Okay, totally. And then later on, he tries to justify it as, you know what, we've been together since we were 12 years old. We don't really know who we are or what we want. And just trying to justify why he, went after her. For a holiday romance, there really wasn't that much romance, to be honest. All the characters were frustrating. All the characters were very simple characters. None of them held a whole lot of depth. The girlfriend of this guy, she kept just introducing him oh, this is my boyfriend. Oh, my boyfriend and I will do this. Oh, my boyfriend and I will do that. She never said his name. And that was a thing that our main character kept mentioning. And then her friends come to visit her and they're like, why is she just calling him the boyfriend and not his actual name? I have no idea. Why was that even a thing? Why was that a point? And why was it never revealed? So I did not like this. 1 star. I wanted more smut. I wanted more cheesy romance. I got nothing. I mean, our character is a high school student, so not a whole lot of smut was going to happen, but at least lay down the cheese. And I added that to my Goodreads page, and Goodreads has told me that I've read 100 books for the year, so my 100 books ended on a terrible book. Technically, I've read 101 because back in January I read an acting book that I just never bothered to add to Goodreads because it didn't exist to Goodreads. So technically, I've read 101 books, but I wanted to hit 100 on Goodreads just so I because I've never done that before, and I'm kind of irked that I landed on such a crummy book. But the entire time while I was wrapping presents and doing cards and checking the internet, I had that going. So technically, that for sure covers that particular challenge. So all of the challenges have been met, and that's it. And because it is another Vlogmas episode, I'm just going to put my phone up there and unbox one of these babies. Who do we got? Or what do we got? There we are. We have a Ravenclaw one. That's what it looks like. It's the crest, not the stockings. So I find rather interesting. So there's only 3 more. So am I going to get all the houses like this? Wait, have I gotten any of the houses like that? So it makes me think, am I going to get all of the houses in stockings or in crest form? We'll find out, I guess. So that's all I have for you guys for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you're having a great holiday season. Bye, guys.